I will stand with Israel, and we will return a thing called peace through strength. I think let's move to China, along with a lot of other things. Maybe we'll bring it back. We're going to tariff the hell out of them. We'll bring it back. I would get him into a room. I'd get Zelensky into a room. Then I'd bring them together, and I'd have a deal worked out.
I'll tell you what, the last part of that is better than what O'Reilly was saying. He was saying that Trump will just try to do a peace deal for Ukraine with only Putin. And I was looking at him like, what, are you crazy? You think that Ukraine's going to allow a deal to be made where their president isn't present? Anyway, so let's talk about what the realities are going forward. What will Trump do? Ukrainian President Zelensky said after this election day, I appreciate President Trump's commitment to peace through strength. This is exactly the principle that can bring just peace in Ukraine closer. Bibi said, your historic return to the White House offers a new beginning for America and a powerful recommitment to the great alliance between Israel and America. But what will that mean? What will that mean? Trump doesn't like the idea of American boots overseas. Neither does Bibi. So what does that mean? Then you have the Chinese president, Xi Jinping, says, we hope we can find the right way for China and the United States to get along with each other in the new era to the benefit of the two countries in the world. That's not what China wants. They want us down, but not in a way that blows the value of their investment in a lot of the debt and property they bought in this country. So let's get some real truth here. Former U.S. ambassador to NATO, former U.S. special representative for Ukraine negotiations, Kurt Volker. Good to see you, Kurt.
Chris, it's great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
So I'm not going to burden you by trying to straighten out a question mark. We don't know what Trump's going to do. He doesn't know what he's going to do. He's not a policy person. He's not a political philosopher. So we don't know. A lot of it will be about whom he picks to be around him. But can Trump bring an end to the war in Ukraine?
Right. Chris, at the very beginning of that series of clips that you just played, what Trump said is peace through strength. And I think that is an enduring message because I think it's absolutely right. And when you play it through these different conflict zones in the world, it actually means something. So when you talk about ending the war in Ukraine, what Putin needs to see is that we are strong, we will not let Ukraine fail, and the longer he tries, the more it will hurt Russia. That will cause him to want to wind down the war.
Do you think Trump will do that? Will Trump
I think the
punish
first
Putin
step
and
Trump
Russia?
will do there, yes, he will call Putin and say, end the war now. You have till January 20th, because from that point on, if you don't, it's going to hurt you. So just get it over with, and then we will stop the war.
You don't think
and
he
likewise,
caters to the Republicans, Kurt, who have made Zelensky and Ukraine somehow a boogeyman, and say, hey,
no,
you have to back off, you're going to lose property, and let's end this now?
Let's go back to what happened in January and February of this year. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, was trying to get a Ukraine aid package through Congress and getting resistance from some of those people. Trump called Speaker Johnson to Mar-a-Lago. They did a joint press conference together. He said he's doing a great job, and he told Marjorie Taylor Greene, give it a rest, Marjorie. So he was clearly on the side of getting that through.
All right, so the other one that matters is Iran. We know that he likes to complain about people giving their money back and that they weren't doing this on his watch. That's not really true, right? I mean, they were seeding all these proxies on Trump's watch. We don't know what they were doing with their nuclear capabilities because he abandoned the agreement. So what do you think he can achieve to put that poisonous regime in Iran at a disadvantage?
Well, Chris, I would say first on your analysis there, I think it's both and. I think that, yes, it's true, Iran was feeding its proxies during the Trump administration. But at the same time, Trump was putting maximum pressure on Iran, that was the policy, and denying them access to sanctioned resources. I think going forward, the difference between where we've been and where we go is that President Trump is likely to hold Iran accountable for the actions of its proxies, Hamas, the Houthis, Hezbollah. If they continue attacks against Israel and against American interests, Iran has to feel a direct consequence. That has not been the case for the last 3 years. That will be the thing that he will change. And I think that will cause Iran to start to recalculate.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.